Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another Logging from Scratch episode. So last time we were playing, we had just kind of hooked up the brand new 551 Caterpillar buncher, and we knocked down a bunch of stuff up here. Now we have a lot of wood that needs to get transported back down to our little landing there. So I think I have fixed the skidder. I have done a whole bunch of modifications to the suspension and stuff. I'm hoping to God it works fine. If it starts crapping out, we'll just move on to something else. I do have some other ideas. Now, my one big plan was, I think I'm going to leave some of this roadside stuff that's really close here. Because what I was going to do is walk that processor up here afterwards, and we'll just fell it onto the road. Or, process it onto the road, and we'll just grab it as we go with the truck. Because we're going to switch to longs here probably on the next episode. Because on the next episode, we should have the long logger available to play with. So now we just got to decide, like anything that's on this road, I'm going to call roadside. So this stuff that's all really close here, all this we'll clean up roadside, roadside, roadside. Now, when we get out to past like this part, I'm going to call this stuff all draggable. So I'm going to pull all of this stuff in with the skidder. Anything that's not right by the road, we're going to pull it out directly over there. So I'm going to swap over to skidder mode here, and we'll see what we can get out of here. And then, yeah, we should have a whole bunch of process and more loading. So, wish me luck. So we moved that landing just about right full now. We pretty much got the whole thing stuffed right up here. We're going to have to do a whole bunch of processing to kind of keep up with this, but good start for sure. I'm thinking maybe with this other spot over here, we might actually move our landing kind of by this rock and then just pile up against this rock. That was my theory. So maybe I'm just going to get rid of this little stump here. Because now we're kind of hauling our loads. We have this beautiful kind of area right here that's ready to go. There's no real reason to be pulling our skids so far. Wow, that was a crazy drop there. That should disappear eventually. So yeah, I'm thinking let's make our block right here. Or our dump spot right here. Then the skidder can basically drop and then go around the rock and just keep piling out, piling out, piling out. So let's move this guy. Let's just put it over here somewhere. I think we're pretty well done with the buncher for this side of things, so we'll put it over here just in case. And we'll plunker down right here. Because then we can actually literally just bring our truck. I think that'll work. Let's see. Yeah, bring our truck right up this road. And we can actually go out our old logging road to get out. That would actually be kind of fun. So, let's process what's left. We're going to process what's left, get all that cleaned up, and then do a few loads out to get rid of the wood that we have stacked here. Then we should be able to bring this whole operation up just a little bit. I think that'll work out quite well. My question is, I'm wondering if I should move... Oh, whatever. We can pull the truck in here right next to it, right in the loop here. We'll get it figured one way or another. Okay, so let's maybe quickly go through this. Quickly. It'll be quickly for you guys anyway, but let's burn through this stuff here. Do some processing. Well, that's by far one of our longest piles I think I've ever done, and I'm starting to lose a little bit of frame rate on it now, but that's that's a whole lot of logs, man. Kind of towards the end, I decided I'm not keeping these tops anymore. I was kind of working through it, and I'm like, these aren't worth barely bugger all, and we're gonna need so many wood chips to get across that that little spot I was showing you on the last video there. So basically what I'm going to do now is when I cut these, I'm going to pile them all alongside just like we're doing here. And then I'll use the skidder to push them all into a pile like we got going over here. And then we're just going to chip them all, and then we're going to go dump them in the lake. That's my plan. So let's go with that process. But before I start, I got a log here that kind of escaped me. Before I start cutting these or pushing these, we're definitely going to have to get rid of some of this wood. So, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to sort through these. I'm just going to grab them all and basically chuck them in a pile over there. And then I'll pull the truck up and we'll load it all together here. So, yeah, here we go.
We only think about dancing. Oh, yeah! I only think about. We only think about dancing. Come on!
Okay, so we got that loaded up. That was actually a really nice load. We actually filled those bunks up pretty high. So now I'm looking at my bank account here. We have $785,000 in the bank right now. So I'm not super worried about cash at the moment. I think what we'll do is we're just going to take this guy back to the land of the dead here. and we're going to park it. And we're just going to do some park loads. It means I'm going to have to buy another trailer, but we got enough money we can easily support another trailer. So just going to see if I can get around here. There we go. Just checking out my load in the back there. I know the mirrors are pretty wide on this thing, but they're nice when you're turning corners because you can actually see where your load's going. It's kind of cool. All right, so let's get this guy all the way back. And I'm just going to park it right next to the... right next to that little shelter. Or actually, I might park it out front here. Let's see. I was trying to think the best spot. Right next to those barns, there's kind of like a shoppy bit there, and that's actually a good spot to park it. It's actually a really nice load. I was quite happy with it. Size sorting really does help. Picking out those little crappy bits and stuff makes it a lot nicer to load. It's weird loading now with my I got a new chair, and the joysticks sit a lot lower than they ever did before. So it's a lot of getting used to. It's kind of like, what the heck is happening here? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line them up along here for now. That way they're easily accessible. So we're going to park that one there. All right, now let's we're going to have to buy ourselves another log trailer. And we kind of got the long logger in here, but it's I'm still beta testing it quite extensively, so I think probably by the next episode we should be able to do longs. I don't know if I'm going to cut them on that one side. I think where I'm pulling the longs, or where I'm pulling those trees to on the new block where I'm moving up to, I think I'm going to just keep making those shorts, and then all the roadside stuff I'm just going to make longs. It's way easier to move the long stuff, especially if you're moving from one block to the next. You can just basically drag it along and bring it to the next spot. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So any roadside stuff we'll leave as long, probably 15-meter logs, or maybe 14 and a half or whatever it's set to now. And then anything above that will probably just turn into shorts. So let's just bring this sucker all the way back here. Park it there. I'm not going to load this guy up yet because I'm going to wait till we actually get a pile of shorts at the other spot so we can actually make a truckload. That way we're not like partly filling it and moving forward. So let's move this guy right over along here. And we'll just kind of park it in a ready position here, which is about here. Perfect. Well, these things actually kind of glow in the dark too, hey? I probably got to put a map on those. I think that's one of the issues. Okay, so just really quickly while we're here, I'm just going to really process this guy real fast to get it out of the way. Grab and kill. Yeah, it's weird having a new chair with new arms. It's just so weird because everything's below, and I'm so used to like having a better grip on them. So it's some getting used to, but it's such a nice chair that I just don't care. It's so much nicer. All right, so there's that pile of crap there. So we're gonna move the processor up here is the plan. That skidder's getting low on fuel too, so that's gonna have to be a thing soon. We'll have to fuel that bad boy up. We'll get to it all in good time. So yeah, I'm thinking that skidder should be able to bring that stuff all nice and happily right through here. Drop it and then just go right around that rock and go back and pick up another one. I think it'll work out. And then if we just pile this stuff literally right against the side of this rock, kind of where that stump is, I guess. Then we got enough room. Actually, maybe we'll process it off of that a little bit. That way the loader can reach and grab. Yeah, that'll work out. So then skidder can just kind of tailor underneath. And I'm just going to back up here a little bit. It's because the skidder's going to be dropping it real close there. Okay, so we'll leave this right about here. So yeah, basically the plan is skid all of that stuff right in here, drop it right here, process it into piles kind of against the rock. Then we can park that loader facing this direction, grab, load onto the truck goes down that road. I think that'll work out quite well, so maybe we'll aim for that. This pile here is going to have to get cleaned up. Let's grab our skidder real quick. We're just going to do a little cleanup here. Clean up some of our bits and pieces. This blade actually works really well for pushing stuff, surprisingly. Of course, I say that now, it'll probably be like really crappy or something, but it doesn't seem to be glitching out like it was, so I think we fixed it with the suspension. Problem was the suspension was set really low, so for some odd reason, I think the game allowed it to go further than it could before. Oops. Let's maybe push it right up into that pile here. All up in here. Slide and crush. We kind of got this nasty pile going right here. All right, well, I did push away most of the stuff there. There's a couple things I want to do with this blade. Seems to be hanging up a little bit. It was also actually doing that weird moon dancey kind of thing again, but for some reason it just automatically stopped doing it. So I don't know what is causing that physics thing. I thought it was the suspension, but clearly it's not that. I honestly have no idea, so I'm going to have to look into that again. Call the mechanic, because this sucker is acting weird. But yeah, I have no idea what's going on there. So maybe what I'm going to do really quickly is, because when I was pushing all this stuff around, I realized this pile is kind of in my way. So I think what we'll do is we'll just do a quick load up here of it. And I'm not going to speed this one up. I'll just do this one, because it's not enough there. I like speeding it up on the stuff where I'm doing like a really big pile of loading and processing or skidding. But if I'm just doing little stuff, a quick pile, I mean, what's the point? And besides, this truck's not actually going back to the mill this time. We're just going to bring it alongside and kind of work it out here. Let's try that. That might be a little close, but we'll give it a shot here. All right, so let's see here. I like having this light on. It actually helps with depth perception quite a bit. Let's bump this up a little here. All right, throw these on the front bunk. Actually, it's so much nicer loading these they're 4.6 logs, whatever size. 4.6 meters, I guess, logs, which are actually a lot nicer to handle. A lot nicer to handle than the fives were. The fives were good too, but that 4.6 makes it just the right amount to fit right within the bunks. So it's quite nice. If only I could figure out some of the physics on that skidder. It's driving me bonkers. Oh, don't fall out. There we go. Bloop. Drop them all on there. Yeah, when I do the fast videos, you guys can't hear all my sound effects when I go bloop to drop the loads. And they're like, thank God for that. All right, we'll just grab this one. Got just enough for this front bunk, so this actually worked out good. Just enough for the front bunk. I think we should be able to get this last little grab on there. No problem. Just kind of squeeze it on top here. Oh, it has lots of room. Lots of room yet. Okay, looks good. Beauty. Okay, we'll lock this guy up. Well, actually, you know, let's walk this loader over here, because this has got to happen too, so might as well. Might as well move it. It's got to go anyway, right? So. All right. And like I said, I think I'm going to park it pretty much at that rock and then just face it back towards the road. That way the performance will be a little bit better. There's just a lot of stuff going on out here. But I'm going to park it kind of behind the rock so that the skidder can do nice, good grabs and turn around and go back. I think that's a better idea. Let's give it a shot here. So if I park it kind of right in this little covey bit here, we should be good. And we'll go like hard left. Right about here. And we'll just put this right on top of this rock. Dook. Sure, why not? Beautiful. We'll knight this land. Land of the Knights. All right. Is that a funny idea for the name of the episode? You'll see. It'll make sense. Okay, well, oops, did we lock that? Now we locked it. So now, this truck I don't want to bring too far over there because we don't want to block off our skidding path, so... I try to always keep my skids straight if I can, meaning that if you're going to be bringing it from a particular direction, I don't want to have to turn sharp if I don't have to. I'd rather all of these skids come straight here, and then when we switch to, you know, another area, we can bring them a different direction. But this stuff is all going to be roadside up here. I'm just going to walk along there with the processor and kind of chip it up. We'll probably do that on the next episode, and then we'll skid also on the next one as well, so... Should be good, but I think I'm going to cut it here. Whoops, as I whip out my chainsaw. I think I'm going to cut it here, and then in the next one what we'll do is we'll just continue processing onto our next spot here, and it should be a blast. So yeah, if you like the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe, and if you're in the bush, don't forget to hug a tree. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.